This is my salute of the Xbox 360 7th generation video game Mortal Kombat vs. DC. In my opinion, this game right here is one of the best and most underrated Mortal Kombat video games of all time, and in my opinion, it's one of the best video games of all time. This is a remake of a video I did on my Doug8798 channel. For some odd reason on my Doug8798 channel, I only they've taken off my they've cut my time limit down to 15 minutes. I don't know why. I haven't done anything wrong. I guess they don't like me having 3 accounts. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I'm not willing to do the steps to get the 15 minute to get the over the 15-minute limit back. So I'm just gonna be here. I'm just gonna move all my stuff here from now on. And I always want to talk more about this stuff again. So it's good to move to a new channel anyway because I want to redo a lot of my old videos, and this is one of them. I eagerly want to talk about Mortal Kombat versus DC again. This game right here was one of the only reasons I even paid attention to the 7th generation. I was still playing PlayStation 2. It was this game, Street Fighter 4 and Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit that made me want a PS3, a PlayStation 3, or an Xbox 360, and finally when I finally got this game totally exceeded my expectations. It totally exceeded my expectation. This game had everything. Awesome graphics, awesome graphics, awesome gameplay, awesome gameplay, awesome gameplay, and a small but colorful, and unique cast of characters. And one thing I liked about this game, unlike other crossover video games like Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur and Marvel vs. Capcom, there was actually a backstory on why the Mortal Kombat characters and the DC characters came together. There was actually a backstory on why they all came together. It wasn't just these characters just fighting each other for with some half-ass story, with some weak half-ass story, which is what you see in the Marvel vs. Capcom series. No, there was actually a story mode where you can play as both the Mortal Kombat side and the DC side, which show these characters interacting with each other, and stuff like that. And it was awesome. Pretty much, this if you put both of the story modes together, it actually forms the Mortal Kombat and the DC Cinematic Universe films we all wanted to see. If you put both of the story modes together, awesome voice acting, awesome character designs, and just awesome stuff. I'm gonna start off with the most important thing, the gameplay. The gameplay is awesome. This game is one of the only 7th generation games to actually do what it's supposed to do, and that's literally actually improve on the last improve the video game for a new generation. This game got rid of the fighting styles that existed in the 6th generation Mortal Kombat video games. You get to switch between fighting styles and the old ones, and this one kept for the most part the same gameplay, the same combos and stuff, but instead of fighting styles, they added aerial combat. There's one move where you knock the guy off the plane and you go in the air fighting. They added aerial combat. Then they also added another one when you're in the city, Metropolis fighting. When you're in Metropolis fighting, you can take the person and run him through the wall, tackle him and run him through the wall. They replaced it with those mini games, and another one which is similar to boxing and MMA where you fight close up, where you come up and close up, and it's to see who gets the most hits, who gets the most hits. They also added another unique feature called Rage, where the character gets angry and is surrounded by yellow aura, and becomes for a couple of seconds becomes for a couple of seconds or minutes becomes indestructible. Hits don't have effect on the character, but it lasts for a couple of seconds or minutes. I don't know. I really use the feature, but it's awesome. So that's the gameplay. One other thing I love is that once again it's not just copy and paste. It's not just copy and paste characters. No, each character is unique in its own way. The characters, not only are they personality wise themselves, the characters in this game fighting style, they all fight like they're supposed to be. The Mortal Kombat guys, they're better fighters. They're better martial artists and fighters. The DC heroes, well, at least Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Shazam, the Flash, and and Darkseid are all more powerful than the Mortal Kombat characters. But they're not better fighters. But they're more powerful. Characters like Batman and Deathstroke and Catwoman are pretty good fighters. Even though Catwoman is not as good as Deathstroke and Batman, but still they're all good fighters, but are not as powerful as the other DC characters. Then you got Joker, who I hate playing as Joker in the DC story mode. He's the worst fighter in the game. He's a good marksman and has various gadgets and tricks and bombs stuff, but he's the worst fighter in the game. He's even weaker than Kano, who is the weakest character in Mortal Kombat, who is the weakest character in the original Mortal Kombat. So it's not just copy and paste. Each character has their own unique style, and they all fight like their normal styles and stuff. And then, like I said, so yeah, the that's the gameplay. Like I said, there's the traditional arcade mode, and then there's the story mode. The only problem I have with this game is that while being the best game of all time, there's not really much to do in this game apart from an arcade mode, the two story modes, and a combo challenge mode, which I don't even play, and online play. But not many modes in this game. When the older ones had more stuff, even the older Mortal Kombat games and older fighting games had more stuff. That's probably the only disappointment with this game, and then there's not more characters. There was never a follow up with more characters like Johnny Cage and people like that. But still a good use of the DC license. And story wise, this is actually an Elseworld comic for DC. It's not canon to the Mortal Kombat series, but it's actually an Elseworld DC comics, and special editions of this game came with a DC comic, with a comic book written by Midway, and so yeah, like I said, just an awesome video game. This game was of course created because Midway was in danger. Midway was on the verge of bankruptcy, and they badly needed some cash, so they counted on this game and TNA Impact for some badly needed cash. But neither game neither ne- both games sold well, but neither game sold well enough to save them from bankruptcy. So Warner Brothers swooped in and acquired the Mortal Kombat license, which is why there was probably never a follow up to this game. I would have loved to seen a follow up to this game because this game, of course, was awesome. When you complete both story modes, you get for the Mortal Kombat story mode, you get Shao Kahn, and for the DC story mode, you get Darkseid, 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 and like I said, going back to the story mode, like I said, I like how each character interacted with each other. There was actually a backstory. There was actually a backstory after the defeat of Khan in both Dark Side. Dark Side instead of Dark Side it calls the realms. It calls the realms of it calls the Mortal Kombat realm and the DC realm to merge, and because of that, some characters became more powerful and some characters became weaker, weaker. So that explains how the characters can fight each other, and I think that was that was awesome. And then the game ends in a climax after the characters encounter each other and several fights take place. The final battle is between Raiden and Superman. Superman with the final battle between either Raiden or Superman fighting Dark Khan, fighting Dark Khan, fighting Dark Khan, which is a merger of Shao Kahn and Darkseid. And after they're defeated, both Darkseid Darkseid is imprisoned in another realm, and Shao Kahn is imprisoned in the Phantom Zone. So, like I said, just an awesome game, just an awesome game, man. I may redo this video with leak shots. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe redo this video with leak shots. I don't plan on doing a video game, an actual video game style review with video game style footage because, like I said, I'm just not interested in YouTube that much anymore to go that far. So we're gonna leave it at that. Mortal Kombat versus DC, like I said, an awesome game. And one of the main reasons I even picked up a seventh generation console. And I think it's the best video game of all time. I think the second two Mortal Kombats, Mortal Kombat 2011 and Mortal Kombat X, I think both of those games are overrated. They're good, but they're overrated. They weren't better than this. This is probably the best Mortal Kombat game of all time. All right, the Super Vader 400 out.